Hey guys, feuerrm here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to compete in the World Tour. So, this is my first time ever streaming to the Asphalt Facebook page, so be aware of that as I am going through everything, and just, yeah, be aware of that. So, the World Tour, we are going to be doing the World Tour today to win the McLaren 720S. I will be showing you guys how to basically just how to do the event in the best way possible so that you don't waste resources or anything, and I'm just going to be showing you basically how it's done, because there has only been one World Tour before, which was the BMW M2 Special Edition. So let's get right to it. The World Tour is an event slightly like the Enduro Double Down, except it has a bit of a few different aspects to it, so let's participate. Welcome to the newest and greatest racing show, the World Tour. So basically, this has a storyline of having fans, and I'll explain more about that in a little bit. Exchange your fan points through the rewards program for better equipment and resources. Each win earns you more hype, which will increase the amount of fan points you earn. If you keep winning and you keep the media talking about your skills, then we are golden. So basically, for every race that you win, you will get a multiplier, kind of like in the Enduro Double Downs. It goes up to 3 times, I believe, and then if you lose a race, you will not start back at the beginning. However, your hype meter will go down, meaning you get the base amount of fan points again, which we see right here. Put your skills to the test in this gauntlet. Pass through its scrutiny and you'll be in business. So basically, each race uses streaming passes. I'm going to be using tokens to buy streaming passes in the stream so that I can get as far through the World Tour as we can. This is going to be a 1-hour stream, meaning that however far I get through this in 1 hour, that will be however far that I get. And because I'll probably not be able to make it through the entire World Tour, because I believe there are around 70 races. If you would like to see me winning this car, I believe there is a link to my channel, and I will put and whenever I win it, I will upload a video of me completing the final AI. So let's get right to it. First, let's look at the car. It has a starting rank of 1369, ending rank of 1784, so a fairly large stock to max pro rank increase. These are all the colors it can be. It can be orange, blue, and a whole bunch of other colors. Personally, I like blue the best, so that is what I'm going to be playing this car with. Now, it does not have any token upgrades, and I will be playing this at stock first of all, and then upgrading it throughout the stream as I need to. So basically, you see over on the right, the Elite Supplies, Pro Supplies, and Basic Supplies. For every race you win, you get these little, I forgot what they're called, but these fan coins, and if you get 500, you can buy the Basic Supplies, 2,000 for Pro Supplies, and 5,000 for Elite Supplies. Basic Supplies have a chance of giving you blueprints for the 720S, however, they do not guarantee any. The Pro Supplies also give you a chance of getting them, and they also give you a greater chance to get credits and legendary parts. And the Elite Supplies, which are probably the most efficient way to get the car, will guarantee you 1 720S blueprint for every box you purchase. Now, it can give you up to 5, but 1 is the minimum. So, let's get to our first race. As you can see here, we will get 70 of these fan points, or I keep forgetting what they're called throughout the race. And the recommended rank is stock, so let's just drive this car at stock and see how it is. So I believe at Max Pro, this car has the highest ending rank of any car in Class A. It goes 307 miles per hour at Max Pro, which I believe is around 494 kilometers per hour. So we can already see its acceleration is not bad at all. Its nitro efficiency is also quite good. I believe this car is basically like a better Sin R1. That seems to be how it drives and how it performs, because it can reach If you do the speed tune for this car, Max Pro, without anything on acceleration and handling, it can reach 307 miles per hour at a rank of 1691, a little bit higher than the Sin R1's 306 at 1682. So, this is my first time driving this car. I've never driven it before, and first impression, it seems to drive extremely well. I also really like the looks of it. I believe my favorite McLaren in terms of looks is probably the P1, or anything based on the P1, but this one looks extremely nice as well. So let's see. We just need to finish the race this time to get our fan points. Now, of course, finish the race will only be near the beginning of the World Tour. As the World Tour goes on, you will need to do harder and harder things, I believe. Like, eventually, you'll need to get first. There will probably be some goals like flat spins and things like that. So here we can just see the car driving for a little bit. Very nicely rendered car. Alright, so here we get our 70 fan points. That is what they are called. And I believe after we win our next race, our multiplier will become 1.5. See here? Next to broadcast, it says hype times 1.5. So every race you win, your hype goes up by 0.5 times. So you can get up to 3 times hype. See here, it would give us 80, but since we have this 1.5 times, it will give us 120. Again, recommended rank stock, so let's just go in with that. Here we have finished position 3 as our main goal. As I said earlier, I will be upgrading this car throughout the stream, so you will get to see how it performs when it is faster as well as when it is at stock. But at stock, it's very nice. So, since this is the anniversary update to Asphalt 8, there will be more anniversary kind of events going. And let's see. Which was the other one that was recently? So there is going to be an anniversary event which has anniversary coins that you will pick up around the track. And those anniversary coins will be also able to be gotten through, say, doing a certain amount of barrel rolls or other things like that. I'm not exactly sure when that is coming, but it will be coming in the future. This car has a very good drifting radius at stock. I believe the drifting radius gets wider as you upgrade the car more, but that can be negated by adding handling upgrades. So all in all, this car is very nice to drive. I do not believe it is a king on any track, but it is very good at all of them. Again, kind of like the Sin R1. So we finished this race. Just had to finish third, but we got first. So we got 120 fan points from this. Alright, and I will probably, even though Elite Supplies are the best thing to purchase, I will probably purchase one of the basic supplies and one of the pro supplies, just to show you guys what kinds of things you will get out of those. So now, our hype is 2.0, so let's get right into this next race, which is on Iceland. So, there are 10 Ultimate AIs, I believe, or whatever they're called, throughout this World Tour. Again, it is patterned a lot after the Enduro Double Down. So, I believe once you... I do not know how many of the fan points you get throughout the World Tour. However, I think it's around 70 to 80,000, which, statistically speaking, should be enough to just about get you the 45 blueprints required for this car if you purchase the Elite Supplies. Now, if you get lucky with the boxes, because as I said, they can give 1 to 5, you could potentially win this car with, say, just 50,000 or 60,000, but most people will probably get it 70 or 80,000 points, I believe. So let's see, what is our goal in this race? Not, oh, I have forgotten about the main goal entirely. So we need to get 4 knockdowns. This may be an example of what happens when you do not, in fact, complete the main goal, if I'm not able to get these knockdowns here. But as I said before, it will not reset you all the way back to the beginning. So if something like this happens to you, like you forget what the main goal is, don't worry about it too much. Your fan points will be, your hype, I should say, will be reset, yes, but you won't go all the way back to the beginning. And I do believe I need to upgrade. Also, I may change the color of the car throughout the stream as well, so that was a skid right there. Whoa, that was a neat stunt. As I was saying, I might change... What is up with this car and doing random barrel rolls? Okay, don't stunt again. Yeah, I'm failing the main goal here. I want to show you guys what happens, but... Alright, so... This is what happens. You won't get any new fans and your hype will reset. You only get a fraction of the fan points. Or you can pay tokens and keep your hype. However, I'm going to go back and show you guys that the hype resets to 1.0. See here? And then, as you can see, we're here again. We do not go back to the beginning. And we can just play this again. And hopefully this time, get our knockdowns. And after this race, I'm probably going to upgrade a bit. Maybe put on a tuning kit and nitro starter to make things a little easier. Alright, let's go for these knockdowns this time. 1, 2, 3, and... where will our final one be? 4. And we wreck right afterwards. But now, even if we do not get first, we will still be able to continue with our fan points. Because the main goal is not get first, it is 4 knockdowns. So that's one thing that's one thing that is good to remember if you're going through the World Tour and you come across a goal like, I don't know, 10 flat spins or something on a 1-lap track. Well, technically you could go through the track, then go backwards, and go through the track again and get more flat spins if you didn't get them all the first time. Because you do not have to get first in that case. So the best way to upgrade this car will be to first do top speed, drivetrain, and tires, because it is a top speed efficient car. And after that, probably, let's see, so acceleration is very important at higher ranks in multiplayer, so I would say go for nitro next, and then depending whether you care more about the speed or about the acceleration, you could either go for suspension, exhaust, or acceleration. I will This car likes doing stunts, as I said. random barrel rolls. But yeah, you could either go for exhaust or suspension after that, if you are more of a top speed kind of guy, or you could go for acceleration if you want to speed up faster and get away from people at the beginning. So even though we're getting a small amount of fan points now, we will get more increasingly throughout the World Tour. Again, just like Enduro Double Down. See here, the base broadcast rewards is 100. And let's do a bit of upgrading. I think I'm going to max top speed. Here you guys can see how much the upgrades cost. And how much speed they give. This final one gives a good 11 miles per hour. So we have now max top speed at rank 1449. So let's go and see how this car does now. It should be faster by a good 20 or 30 something miles per hour, I believe. it does not start up any faster because top speed doesn't really increase the acceleration. It just increases, well, the maximum speed the car can get to. However, adding nitro to a car does increase acceleration a little bit, I believe. Not as much as the acceleration stat, but that is one reason cars that have very high nitro boosts, such as, say, the Porsche 959 or the ED Design Torque, generally start up very fast. Okay, our goal here is just finish position 1. This car has a fake speed modifier of 95.71%, I believe it is, so it's going ever so slightly slower than what it shows on the screen. As you can see around those turns, it does in fact drift very well. Yeah, overall, I would say this car has been quite a pleasant driving experience so far. Except for doing barrel rolls in weird places. It does not skid at all. Not a single skid so far, I believe. And one of our first wrecks. I usually like to go wide around that turn, but this time I didn't for some reason. So here we have finished this one, rank 1449. We get 150 fan points, because 100 times 1.5, well, is 150. So, after our next race, which is going to be a headliner race, this is what these are called. Beating the ultimate AI, I believe that is what a headliner race is. And it will give 150, multiply by 2, get 300. After this, I will buy a basic box to show you guys what we will get out of that. Put on a tuning kit nitro starter to make this a bit easier. So, the passes regenerate every 2 hours and something. But for the sake of the stream, I'm going to purchase more, so that we can, in fact, get through as much of this as we possibly can. The McLaren 720S is a car that people have been wanting in Asphalt 8 for quite a long time, and now they finally have it, and boy, is it beautiful. So even if the car is slightly slow right off the bat, it definitely gets up to speed quite quickly with its secondary acceleration. The tuning kit bonus right now is around 10 miles per hour, and that should go up a little bit as we increase nitro. Something interesting, the max upgrades of cars increase the tuning kit bonus or the speed given by it, but pro upgrades do not, because pro upgrades were added after the tuning kit bonus, or after the tuning kit in general. So hope this stream doesn't only just give you tips and stuff on how to go through the world tour, but also hope you learn a little bit of information about maybe little various things about Asphalt you hadn't learned before, because that is one thing I like to do. I like hunting down those just little bits of information like that that you might not have thought before, but may be quite helpful. So we have come first against this ultimate AI, who has the the World Tour symbol in his helmet. Let's see how much we beat him by. So it's over 10 seconds. Those upgrades certainly helped a lot. Alright, just about 15 seconds. So we get our 300 fan points. So let's see what the basic supplies box gives us. So here you can purchase it. So I have now purchased one. We get 3,500 credits and a one part A box, so this will give one Class A part. In this case, we get an exhaust. So I will continue doing races, and then buy a Pro Supplies box, and then eventually an Elite Supplies box once we get up to 5,000. So here we have a 2.5 times multiplier, because we have won multiple races in a row without losing. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up, so that we don't have to buy more for a while. Continue going through without upgrades. Until, of course, we get to our next headliner race, in which case I might want to upgrade a little bit. So personally, right now, I am undecided, personally, whether to go for an acceleration-based or a top speed-based tune. Because even though acceleration is very important around this rank, your top speed also needs to be very good to go with that acceleration. Alright, just finished position 1. The Sinnoh 1, for example, has too much of an upgrade rank percentage on acceleration for acceleration to be a good thing to upgrade on that car. And because it does not have extremely overpowered speed for its rank, that acceleration is best left at stock. However, this car is slightly faster, but it does also have a fairly high upgrade rank percentage on acceleration. So that is why I'm trying to consider whether or not it's worth losing 2 or 3 miles per hour for a fairly substantial gain in acceleration. And different people are going to think different things about this. Some people are going to just go all out in the acceleration. Other people are just going to go for the speed. And I don't think either of those is especially a bad idea on this car. It's just different driving styles. Alright, we have now come to the end of this race. Get our 275 fan points. And let's see, let's go to our next race, which is the Rose of the Desert, finish position 1. It's always a good idea to look what your main goal is before the race starts. And by the way, guys, Mina is answering comments in the comment section of the stream, so if you have any questions, she will be more than happy to answer them. Alright, so let's continue into this one. Here we have a 3 times multiplier. This is the highest that the multiplier goes. You can't just keep winning and get 3.5 and 4 and 4.5. It doesn't work that way. 3 is the maximum that you can get to. By the way, if you do not like a choice, you can choose to re-roll for 25 tokens. In case something comes up that you really don't think you can do with your current setup, your current tuning. So let's get right to it. So let's see how this car does around the sharp turn near the beginning of this race. Even though this is Rose of the Desert, meaning that we do not have to go around it to get the shortcut, I do want to analyze this car's drifting radius at this rank. Okay, so, still quite good. You can get around there without much of a problem. This car reminds me very, very much of the 675 LT, I believe. That is what I think of it right now. That's just what it feels like. Because I use the 675 LT a lot to get credits, as I used to get a couple million credits to upgrade this car. And so, I'm very used to driving it, and this car just feels almost exactly like it. Just slightly slower right now, but when it's Max Pro, it's faster by a good several miles per hour. And this is elimination. I was expecting a finish line there, but one didn't come. This time we don't have a car in the way. So, yeah, you do have to watch out. It's not the sharpest drifting radius. So, you still gotta start drifting early enough to get around turns. It's not like MP48 drifting or something. Or Fenner drifting, for that matter. I believe the Fenner has the sharpest drifting radius in the game. And the Bentley Continental Super Sports, the 2010 one in Class B, has the worst. Now that's just if you count cars. I think the sharpest drifting radius in the game, period, is that of the Suzuki GSX D-Class bike. And you know what's funny? This track is so short that even though eliminations are usually shorter than 2-lap races, this time they're not, and we're already on our 3rd lap. So we're going to make it around about 2.5 laps, I think. Alright, there we go. So we've won this one. Not sure exactly how many races we've done so far, but we're maybe a tenth of the way through the entire thing. So, we've gotten 360 fan points here. Again, assuming we do not lose a race, we are going to just keep getting more and more. So, I'm not going to buy another basic supplies. I'm going to save up and purchase a pro supplies next. Here, we need to drift 1,800 yards on, let's see, is this one lap? Yes, I believe this is one lap. So, this may be a little difficult, but I think we can do it. Again, if you have any questions, Mina is answering them in the chat. So, here we go. Again, if the goal is yards drifted or knockdowns or something like that, you don't have to get first, so don't worry about slowing down and falling behind if you need to get this goal. Here, I'm just going to drift around the entire track pretty much to make sure I get this 1,800 yards drift. And one good thing is, upgrade early on so that you're not struggling early on, because that will more easily allow you to get to later points in the World Tour, where you will get more fan points, and thus be able to win the car easier. And even though this is a longer route, I just went this way because it's easier to get drift distance when you're not going on the route with a bunch of ramps. So we have gotten the drift distance. I believe headliners give more fan points than any other races in this, so be aware of that. So don't wonder about why the amount of fan points drops after a headliner race. See, this one, oh, maybe it is the same after all. I think the headliner race we got 360. I don't even remember. So we are now up to 1275. Again, see, we still have our hype 3.0. At the bottom, I believe, is the bar. See that orange bar at the bottom? I believe that bar is showing you how many fan points you need to get to the next headliner race. I believe when we reach 990, that will make it so that we can get to the next headliner race. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I know this bar shows your progress. Not your overall progress, but your progress to the next boss race, or whatever you want to call it. It has all sorts of different names. So this one is a time attack. Time attacks are a good way to judge whether or not your car is upgraded enough. If you are struggling on a time attack or beat it by like 1 second or something, it may be a good idea to upgrade. But I think most likely we will not have to yet. The next thing I'm probably going to do on this car is pro out tires. And after that, drivetrain, and then tires after that. That should be enough to get us through everything that we're going to be doing in this stream. I believe the finish line is right up ahead when we come into the building. Yep, there it is up there. So we do not have a problem. We are finishing the time attack with about 10 seconds to spare, so we should be good for a few more races. So we get 420 fan points. Not quite enough for the 2,000 box, but if we play one more, we should be able to get there. Now we have a headliner race. So yes, I was right. The amount of fans you get in a race contributes toward this number down in the lower left, and once it reaches the number on the right, that's when you get to play the headliner race. Still, stock rank recommended. So we are about halfway through the stream. Hope I've given you guys some tips and tricks that may be helpful in the World Tour and help those of you understand it who may not have known exactly how to go through it. So as you can see here, even though the AI is falling quite far behind us, he's not falling quite as far behind as he was on the first one. because all throughout the World Tour, the AIs will get faster and faster, and you will need to upgrade more and more to pass them. I believe the lowest tuning that somebody has beat the final AI at is 55353050. However, that's not the greatest multiplayer tune, so it would probably be best to avoid upgrading handling and instead upgrade tires more. So 55055050 would probably be a pretty safe tune. I personally am considering doing 55045055, rank 1679, which those of you who watch my channel will know that 1679 is my favorite all-time number for multiplayer tuning. So we have beat this ultimate AI. Let's see, I don't think it will be by as much as last time. No, it was less than 10 seconds, about 9. But we do get 720 fan points, which is enough for us to purchase the Pro Supplies box. So let's purchase this now and see what it gives us. So we've gotten one V8 engine card, initial tech, and a blueprint. So, as you can see, these do have a chance of giving these blueprints. And they give more things too. The basic supplies box only gave 2 things, this one gave 4. Plus we got 12,000 credits, which is a pretty nice boost. So, let's go on to the next race. Before the end of the stream, I'm definitely going to purchase an Elite Supplies box to show you guys that we'll get at least 1 out of that. Hopefully we get 5, that would be pretty cool. So let's see, recommended rank is definitely higher now. I'm going to continue through, I believe, until the next headliner race at my current tuning. No, tell you what, I'm going to upgrade now, just so we don't have any kind of problems. So the next thing to do is upgrade Drivetrain. So I'm going to pro it out here. And there we go. Drivetrain is fully pro'd out. So we are now at a rank of 1487. That didn't increase the rank too much at all. So let's purchase some more streaming passes and get through some more races. So here we go. I like using Tuning Kit and Nitro Starter because most people are going to be using Tuning Kit and Nitro Starter when they play cars in, say, multiplayer or events. Because in Asphalt 8, Tuning Kit and Nitro Starter are a thing that people pretty much use all the time they're doing something competitive. So this is a knockdowns race. We need to get... Okay, so we just need to knock down the most cars. There is not a goal. I personally like the knock down more cars better. That was crazy there. Better than get a certain goal. Because sometimes the AI cannot even get the goal that you're trying to get. So right now we have 4-2. Hopefully we do manage to win this, because otherwise our hype will go back down to 1. And we'll have to build it back up again. I am hitting everything here. Thankfully this car seems fairly robust when hitting things. It doesn't wreck easily. It may not be as tanky as, say, the Homage, which, as anybody knows who has the Homage, is a very tanky car. It still does quite well. So this race will end whenever we reach, let's see, 20 knockdowns, I believe it is. So that is how you can get through a knockdowns race quicker. Even though we don't have to get 20 knockdowns to win it, that's when the race will end. And I just missed that guy right there. So currently we have twice the number of knockdowns as the... Oh, well, not anymore. Let's see, can we get 20? Yes, cool, we got 20 1 second before the race ended. So 20-10, we did get about twice as many. Here we get 450. This will just continue to go up, assuming we don't lose any. Okay, here we have just finished position 1. After this race, I will change the color of the car so that you guys can see it in different colors. I'm going to try to remember to do that through a lot of races throughout the stream. As any of you know that watch my channel, purple is my favorite color. Unfortunately, purple is not a choice on this car. However, this blue does come pretty close, so this is probably what I will be keeping it at in my videos about this car. So here we are up to 290 miles per hour with tuning kit. That probably is more like 200, let's see, 75 to 80-ish with the speed modifier. Still very fast. Seems to micro-drift quite well. We skirt through all the buses and cars and come in first here. 510 again. This is, again, keep going up. We should be able to get to the Elite Supplies box in not much time at all. So here we have a goal that is flat spin 6 on French Guiana. Come on. Play the race. An error has occurred. Okay, tell you guys what, I am going to restart my game. Not going to stop the stream or anything, I'm going to restart the game, and then hopefully it will work better, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so we are back into the game. Okay, so not exactly sure what happened here, but here I'm going to show you what happens if you choose to pay the tokens and not lose the hype. You still get it. Again, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I think the game thought we played that race, but we didn't actually, so I don't know. So here we come to Iceland Reverse, finish position 1. Somehow we just skipped that flat spins goal. Very weird. But now it's working, alright. Welcome to those of you who are joining later. I am feuerrmFilms. A lot of you will know me from my channel, but if you don't, there is a link to it, I believe. Today I am going through the World Tour in Asphalt 8 and just showing... Wow, that's crazy right there. And just showing the best ways to get through it, how to play the races, just generally the technicalities of getting through a World Tour event. Because this is only the second one. Dang, I forgot to, I forgot to change the color of the car. I'm gonna do that after this race. Here, I believe it was just finished position 1. Yes, it was. I'm not adhering to my own advice and checking it before the race, or I'm just forgetting. But yes, always check it before the race begins. Don't just go in thinking you have to get first, because if you're here at the beginning of the stream, it did not go quite so well in that first Iceland race. Yes, this car micro-drifts extremely well. Okay, that's a bit crazy. Traffic on Iceland. We haven't seen this very recently. I think it may have come back in the most recent update. Okay, so this is elimination again. I keep forgetting things are elimination, and I keep expecting to see a lap 2 sign appear, or a finish race or something. One of my favorite thing about extreme graphics is it shows environmental based things on the screen. Like in Iceland, it shows snow at some parts. Not okay. Didn't quite make that turn sharp enough, but at some parts, okay, so here you can see the snow flying toward us in the screen. It's a little detail, but I don't believe that you will see that on lower graphic settings. So, 630 hype points. And we have made it to our headliner race. So still recommended rank 1435, so I think we probably should be good. On the Great Wall, I don't believe that we've played a China track so far in this World Tour. I do believe the World Tour is probably one of my favorite kinds of Asphalt 8 events. It is not especially stressful, and there's a whole sort of variety in it. I think Championship is probably my favorite, but this is probably a pretty close second. Yeah, we did not have to worry, I think, about our speed on this. I just realized I keep forgetting to change the color. Unfortunately, I can't see chat right now, so I can't see you guys probably yelling at me to change the color, but I will definitely do that after this race. I'm keeping it in my brain this time, guys. I'm not going to forget. Here you can see the water effects on the screen. Oh wait, they just went away as I was talking about it. Oh nice. So, this Ultimate AI, I'm not going to stick around. 1,080 fan points. As you see, you definitely get a lot more later on. So we are up to 3655 now. I'm going to change the color back to the initial orange, I believe, because this is what a lot of people are probably playing it with, and are probably used to seeing this car in promotional pictures or whatever. So let's purchase some more streaming passes and get back to the races. Knockdowns 8. Okay. This is going to be a bit more of a difficult main goal. And why it may be actually important to upgrade acceleration early on in the World Tour. I know I haven't done that yet, and we will see if that costs me in this race. Yes, because they definitely do start up faster, slightly. Okay, this might not be as bad as I thought. Should be able to get 8 knockdowns. Yeah, in these knockdown races, if you fly past them, just brake, and then wait for them to come back. Thankfully, this is not knockdowns without wreck, so we can wreck as many times as we want. Alright, let's slow down here, allow these guys up there to get a bit ahead. And then catch up and knock them down. Alright, we need just one more, and there we go. We got our 8 knockdowns, using some slow down, then speed up tactics. And this is a classic race. It's not a knockdown specific race. Because on knockdown specific races, it's a lot easier to actually get knockdowns. You can pretty much touch the other cars and they explode. Here, you can't exactly. You really have to be in full nitro. So now we can just go along and come in first. Whenever I win this car, I will be testing it out in multiplayer on my channel, so look for that in the coming days. I expect it to be, well, not a king or anything, to be quite a decent competitor. Probably about the same as the Sin R1. Which, by the way, is probably one of my favorite cars in the entire game to drive. It is just so smooth. I don't know if I've found a single car that I like driving better than the Sin R1. Alright, so coming up to the finish line. Well, not coming quite up to the finish line yet, but coming close to the end of the second lap. And I have to say that with driving this car throughout this event, it just keeps getting better and better as I upgrade it more and more. The drifting radius has not become really bad at all, as some people have said. And I believe that once we upgrade tires, the drifting radius and handling should become even better. So here we got our 8 knockdowns, and we still come in first. 690 fan points. So yes, the headliner races definitely do give more fan points. So we got 10 to 15 minutes left in the stream. I'm definitely going to try to get to at least this 5,000 supplies thingy. And hopefully, yeah, we'll get 1 to 5 of the blueprints for this car. Okay, so the recommended rank is now 1 rank above what the rank of my car is. However, it's still green because of my tuning kit bonus. Recommended rank, being green or red, factors in the tuning kit bonus. So let's change the car to a different color now. Let's try out black. A lot of people, I think, also probably changed their car color to this. Also, let's go into the tuning and apply some... Actually, I don't think I have enough initial text, so let's go into here and open up some boxes. Hopefully get some of these. Alright, there we got one. Let's just see how far we can go. I don't need to do this. I would like to fully pro out tires. 2 more. And now we need just 1 more. Tell you what, guys, let's purchase one of these guys, and maybe it will give us the initial tech that we need. And there we go. So now we can go and pro out this car. Tires, anyway. Because next is mid-techs. And there we go. 0500 5050 with 1 V8 left. So now we should be able to get through this race no problem. This is our first infected race, I believe. Infected races, I've noticed that the AI cars tend to start up slower than they do normally. And me too, apparently. They went to the side. Sometimes it seems like the AI are purposely trying to stop me, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. But yeah, it seems especially so in cases like these. I think we just have to get first. Yes, that is correct. And I believe after this race, we can then purchase the Elite Box. Okay, so the drifting radius definitely is a little worse now. If that becomes a problem for you, just upgrade handling some and it should get better. However, I think one way to negate that without upgrading handling is to micro-drift around a lot of turns. In my recent video about the Zenvo TS1 in multiplayer, I touched on this a bit. Basically, if a car has bad drifting, but good handling, you can micro-drift around turns. And I can do that more specifically in the next race, depending on what it is, if it has some turns. And hopefully, then you can get around them a bit easier. So micro-drifting is basically doing this. It is just a quick drift in one direction, and it can get you around turns rather fast if the car has good handling. Here you saw I don't think I would have been able to make it all the way over to the right there by micro-drifting. So now our car is going 303 miles per hour, probably around 290 or so real speed. So we are coming up to the end of this race, and after this, I think we, as I said, should be able to get the Elite Box. I'm not aware of what it gives besides the blueprints, but hopefully it should give some good amounts of credits and stuff. Alright, so after this race, I'm going to do some multiplayer, I believe. So, not after this race. After I open this box, I'm going to do some multiplayer to finish up the stream in the final few minutes that we have here. Before I do this, I'm going to just look at these and show you. These are what they have a possibility of giving. If you click on the boxes, you can see. And as you can see, this big guy gives the most, or has the best possibility of giving a lot of stuff. So, let's purchase it. And we have gotten 2 blueprints for it. If we can see here, 2 times of it, as well as 25,000 credits, 30 tokens, V8 engine, and some other things as well. So we get our tire, and we now have 3 out of 45 blueprints for this car. So now, guys, I'm going to head over and do some multiplayer. Hopefully you guys, maybe you guys can be able to find me. I'm probably going to use my Apollo for a bit. One reason I want to do multiplayer, so not the entire thing is the world tour, because that may be a little boring for some people, and because multiplayer is one of the things I do most often on my channel. So just show you guys a little bit of what I might do. So I'm going to go in with my Apollo at 1684. Unfortunately, I do not have chat up to type in, so I can't say go when I join. But I don't know what the delay is, but hopefully some of you guys can find me. So I'm going to go into this screen. When I go into this screen, hopefully if you join then you'll be able to find me. So I'm going to wait about 10 seconds or so. And then join a room. Hopefully we can meet up with some of you guys. I don't know who's in the stream right now, but hopefully some of you guys are these people. I'm not going to be stopping at the end of the race because I have tickets. And I think after this race, to end off the stream, because this is a McLaren stream, I'm going to do a final race in the McLaren Mercedes MP425. Hopefully it will go well. So we have an Audi R8 SE up here, who goes slower than we do by about, let's see, 15-ish miles per hour. However, they do start up faster, so you need to be aware of them at the beginning of the race. But if you're in an Apollo, R8 SEs are usually not too much of a problem to deal with. So this route here is a good route to use on the beach to get greater speed. The Apollo is just an all-around really great car. And this is my favorite rank for it. Going down here is not the fastest route, but it seems to be one of the safest ones. I don't usually go that way, but in this case I decided to. Spice things up a bit, going different ways than what people may usually do. So as I said, after this race, we're going to do one race in the McLaren Mercedes MP425. And then we are going to end the stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Alright, so we have finished this race in first position, beating a 1660 Vulcan, 1695 R8 SE Max Pro 1, as well as a Sin R1, and a Rezvani Beast Alpha. The Apollo is definitely king around this rank. However, other cars can still compete. And I hope to show that with the MP425. Final race of the video. Of the stream, I should say. So, my MP425 is at 1679. That rank coming in again, with 10-0, 10-10 in the tuning. Now, the thing about this car, it has a decent top speed, although not the greatest. Let's see, I don't want these tracks. Hopefully you guys can try to join in. But its acceleration is extremely good, and these tracks are bad for it. I'm trying to get a track that's good for this car. This car does best on tracks that are short and twisty, which are not these. Let's go for Rapido Park. Maybe this will win, because Barcelona and Tokyo are two tracks that are longer, and they're two of the actually worst tracks for this car. So, let's see. Wow, people do not seem to be joining as quickly as I expected. Okay, these people don't have extremely high level of vehicles owned, so this should go well. So this car's biggest advantage is its rocket-like acceleration. It's the second fastest acceleration in the game, next to the MP4-8. So hopefully if we get a one-lap race, we should be just fine. I don't exactly know how the game chooses what track when you have two people that vote for one, two people to vote for the other, because that just happened. 2 for Rapido Park and 2 for Barcelona. And Barcelona won. I don't know. It could be random. Honestly, that would make the most sense. If it's a tie, it chooses a random one. So we got a Rizvani, a Sin R1, 2 Rizvanis. So this car definitely starts up extremely fast. Has a speed of, let's see, 297 miles per hour. So since this is the final race of the stream, I would like to say thank you to everyone who joined in the stream, and thank you to Asphalt for letting me stream on their Facebook page. This video will be uploaded as an archive to the Asphalt YouTube channel, so if you're tuning in late, or you just missed some of it, it will be up there for you. So, as you can see, this car is still not dead. If you don't get in a race with Apollos, I mean, it still can do quite well. So we have finished this race in first position, ahead of a 1686 in R1 and 2 lower-ranked Rizvani Beast Alphas. You will hear me say this a lot in my videos, but risking points gives better matchmaking generally, and saving points gives you worse matchmaking. So yeah, try to risk points a lot of the time. So I'm going to save these points here. And here I think we will end the video. I'm going to go and look at this car because it looks so nice. And so, thank you all so much for watching. Please, I don't know, I guess like the stream if you've enjoyed. This is my first time streaming to Facebook, so I don't exactly know how all the liking and stuff works. But yeah, I will hopefully see you guys on my channel, and go check out Asphalt's YouTube channel as well for a lot of great videos. And I will see you later. Goodbye!